Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to be making a Fun on the Farm card, primarily using lawn fawn products because that's the only farm type of stuff I have. This stamp set that I'm using right now to stamp out the barn is called Hey There by Lawn Fawn, and we are going to stamp it in Versamark Onyx Black ink. And I'm going to also stamp out some chickens. I'm making this card for a hop that is on Instagram called the Fun on the Farm Hop, which is hosted by, I'm going to totally mess this up, Sarah Fur, the underscore the crafty farm chick. And she's doing this for, I think, a couple months with different farm related cards. And I saw the theme of this one and I was like, I know I can do this one. So we are going to be using the VersaFine Onyx Black ink to stamp some chickens because that's the theme of this one is chickens. So at this point, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this card, but this card took me several days to get finished because I don't know, I just like couldn't get all the pieces together in my mind. So I'm going to color the chickens that I just stamped out with Prismacolor colored pencils, and those are the colors I use for their bodies and stuff. There's no real like skill involved. I don't really have too much coloring skills yet, so I just color them and make them look kind of cute. And then we're going to fussy cut out the barn and the chickens. And I think at this point I had decided that I was going to make a slider card and I was going to use the barn to be what the chicken slides out from underneath of. I initially thought I'd be able to use the big chicken, but realizing how big the barn was versus the adult chicken, I wasn't going to be able to do that. So it's going to have to be the baby chick. I did watch a video that sort of like helped me figure out how I was going to do this by a YouTuber called Lost in Paper. And I'll tag her video down below because she made a really cute spaceship card. And what I'm doing now is I'm stamping some other farm animals onto the background of my card panel because what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp them in, that's Gina K Amalgamate Black ink because I'm going to color them with OLO markers after I'm done stamping them all. And I stamped two chicks, the big chicken and the baby chick, and I'm going to stamp a third or a second baby chick. So I just moved the little chick and we're going to stamp it. I did stamp some of these several times just to make sure that they were nice and crisp black, but I missed a spot on the tail and I'd already taken all the stamps off. So I'm using my micron pen there to like fill in the missing spots on the tail. Those pens are very helpful for that. And here's all the colors. I froze on them for a second to that I use to color all the critters. And just like with my colored pencils, there's no actual like real like technique to my coloring yet. I hope to get there eventually. I am growing my color collection so that I can try to learn how to blend and stuff like that, but for the time being, I'm just using what I got and making stuff look sort of cute, but I don't really have any shadowing techniques or anything yet. So that's a skill I need to learn in the future, I guess. But we're using pink and we're coloring the little piggy, and we're going to make all the little hooves brown. Um, and let's think here. Yep, we're going to make little piggy hooves brown. We're going to make all the hooves on all the creatures brown. And I will say, when I watched Lost in Papers video, she did a really good job of like shopping her stash to be able to, make the slider card without a specialty die or anything like that. So that's the kind of creators that I really like looking into because I don't want to have to go out and buy things because I have a very limited crafting budget currently. So I do like using the things in my stash. I have been crafting for a very long time. I used to scrapbook before I started card making, and so I still have lots of supplies from scrapbooking, like all sorts of little punches and stuff. So that's what we're trying to do is use the supplies we have in our collection and not have to buy new stuff and still be able to accomplish results that look cute. And since there is no actual like technique to my coloring, I'm going to spare you the boredom of watching me color all the rest of the critters, and we're just going to finish them up. And the barn was sitting there in the middle, so I kind of like kept my space and knew where the slider was going to be in this card. And if I didn't say that already, yes, this is going to be a slider where the baby chick slides in and out of the barn. And like I said, I don't have a specialty dye or anything, so I'm just kind of eyeballing. I'm going to use this word window punch. The inspiration for this, Lost in Paper, she used she did partial die cutting with a sentiment die, and that was pretty cool. Now I'm kind of like just winging this here. That is fun foam that you see behind there. I just cut it out, and I cut a slit out there in the back of the fun foam as well, in the same spot that the slit is in the paper. And yeah, so you just kind of want to punch it just like I did, where it doesn't go off the edge of the cardstock, so that you can make sure you don't lose your little slider. And now we are taking, I stamped, I don't think I filmed it, but we stamped on Masking Magic from Gina K. And I fussy cut it all out. I spared you the boredom of watching all that. And we are masking over all the colored images so that we can do some grass and it won't look weird. Now we're going to do some ink blending over the masked off critters. And I learned the hard way last time I used this stencil that you got to start at the top, not the bottom. It seems a little counterintuitive, but it is what it is. So since the package came with 2 stencils, I'm using 2 different ink colors, and I'm alternating stencils to try to get a little variety and to not mix the colors up. I think it's Twisted Citron and Mowed Grass is what I'm using there. But I will put the colors that I did use in the comments below. But I kind of spared you the boredom of watching me do all that blending. And I did kind of just like go across the bottom where there was no ink blending. And here's the greatest reveal, where you take off the masking. And yes, I'm going to save the masks so that I can reuse them, because fussy cutting all these little critters is not that much fun. I don't have the dies for this stamp set, so I had to fussy cut them all. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it would just be nice to just have this masks if I wanted to do this type of technique again. So I will definitely keep the masks. But look at how cool that looks. I love it. They didn't really want to peel off. They were being kind of a pain, but I love it. All right, here we go. Oh no, I drop it. Hope it doesn't stick to my project. It didn't. Good, we're safe. But I don't know if this is the correct order of events to stick the house on first. In hindsight, probably should have stuck the house on last. I don't know why I put it on first. That was stupid. And also, why did I not make sure that the double-sided glue or whatever, the foam tape, wasn't too long? I don't know. I must have been getting tired when I was doing this. So here we go. We're going to stick that on there. And that was probably a mistake, but now it's stuck, so we got to go with it. And here's my little strip of cardstock that's going to go. I did double up the strip of cardstock to make it a little thicker so it'd be stronger. And this is the Pull Here stamp set. I forgot to hold it up to the camera, but it's from Lawn Fun and it says Pull Here. But since it's such a narrow strip of cardstock, I only wanted to use the word pull, and that's by. All right, and this is what I'm going to do to build up a little dimension to put the baby chick on that's going to slide in and out of the barn. I had that little rectangle punch. I could have done it with circles, but I had the rectangle, and I just punched out a whole bunch of them, and I glued them all together. And then we're going to corner around the end of my little strip that's going to go in there. And I did ink blend it green just to make it look a little more complete, so it wouldn't look so stark compared to what it is. And there, now I hold up the stamp set for the Pull Here set, whatever it is. And we are putting the little strip in the spot where it belongs. And there's the fun foam back there. And we're just lining it up and making sure everything fits right. I do want to make sure it's smooth and everything. And I know some people have said to not use liquid adhesive on this type of a project. However, I let it dry for a long time and made sure there was no sticky spots. I did hold it together with the reverse tweezers. And we're going to fit it together here. I do have double-sided tape on the back of the fun foam, and it's not near the opening for the slider. And then the slider is in place. It's all good. And so we're going to take the baby chick that I've colored, and I'm going to get a little bit of liquid adhesive, little tiny bit, because we don't want it to get sticky, right? Yeah, just a little tiny bit. I probably should have used a glue dot, but I don't even know if that would have been better. And then we're going to put some green ink from our blending brush behind where the slider is. That's what Lost in Paper suggested that I do. And then I don't know why, but I decided it needed to be green around the outside edges of the card. And then there's double-sided tape on the back there. And I'm holding the slider like up when I stick it down to make sure it doesn't fall. I don't know if that was the best move or not, but that's what I did. And it didn't fall and it works and it's cute, cute, cute. All right, so this was a foiled sentiment that I had in my stash and I decided to cut it down. It's on craft cardstock. And I just wanted to see how this would work if I went over it with green. I think that's, I don't even know which one that is. Mowed lawn, maybe? No, probably not. Something darker than that. I don't know. I'll look. But I went over it with the green Distress Oxide, and I just want to see how it turned out. And I'm a fan. It looks really cool like that. I didn't know that it would look so cool with um, whatever ink that is. I don't know what color it is. I'll put it in the description box because I can't remember. But there it is. And here I am playing with it. It looks so cool. I love it. I've never done one of these pull tab cards before, so I'm excited that I made it work with my basic supplies that I have. And the sentiment looks really cool. Super duper fan. Love it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks. Bye.